of a great Tunisian rabbi. His name was Rabbi Machloof Yana Z'tl. He was actually born in English year 1904. He passed away in 1998. We're talking about, from the time of recording, about 27 years ago, to be precise, on the 6th of Nisan. Very, very great rabbi. Let's explore a few of the highlights of the great rabbi's life. Now, his father was a great Rav, I think Rav Nisim Ya'na, and his mother's name was Rabbanit Alusha. He was born in Jerba, the island of Jerba in Tunisia, which, let's just say, was like the bastion place in Tunisia in its day within regards to Torah learning. He would learn from the great rabbis of the city and bring about great Avat Yisrael, Yirat Shamayim in of itself, and would really much, at a later stage, take care of the needs of the congregation, the Sibor, be worried about the poor of the city. Now, it's actually interesting. He would get married. His wife's name was Rabbanit Matira. She happened to be the daughter of Rav Menachem Haddad. Remember, the Haddad family was a famous rabbinic family in Tunisia, respectively. He would receive a rabbinic ordination and will eventually move to the area, or the Ben Gardan area, a place we've spoken about on various occasions before. I think this is actually based on the southern part of Tunisia, on the border of Libya, Louv, respectively. I would work as an educator there in teaching the children in the city and the youth in the city Torah over there, and the let's just say the balabatim, the older people over there, and will really be helping the congregation over there, taking care of the congregation's needs. And he was close with other great rabbis over there in that vicinity, including Rav Abba Shaul Haddad, another great rabbi from there who we've spoken about on various occasions before. I think come what the year 1938, he would be about 34 years of age. He would become a dayan, a judge, part of it, along with the other rabbis in the city, Rabbi Nisim HaKohen, who happened to be another great rabbi of that time, another great rabbi we've spoken about on various occasions before, if you watch those previous videos. Now, obviously, during the late 1930s, 1940s, it was a horrific time in the world with the Second World War after that point in time. I believe it's reported over he would assist the Jewish community of Libya at that point in time to actually make their way to Eretz Yisrael, I think coming through Tunisia, if I'm not mistaken, where there would be a wave of aliyah of people coming from Libya to the land of Israel, if I'm not mistaken. He was in contact and in correspondence with many of the non-Jewish people there, people that had governmental positions and key positions over there. Then I think come what the year 1957, this was a Hebrew year, Tav Shin Yud Zayin, and I believe many of the people from Tunisia would actually leave Tunisia and now make their journey to France. And now, naturally, we know now France in modern day has a huge Jewish community over there. So many of the people would actually, he would help, I think, them traveling there. Many of the people would make aliyah to the land of Israel. And when they would come to Israel, and interesting enough, I think they would actually go to the Azta area next to Netivot, respectively. That's where a lot of the people from, let's say, the great Moroccan community would actually settle at that point in time. And they will move to the moshav called the Porat, which was in the Sharon neighborhood in Israel also. I think it was actually set up for like the people that made aliyah from these especially areas in Libya respectively. This was in the year 1950. I think it was originally set up, if I'm not mistaken. He would go on to become the rabbi of the moshav over there. And now, I think there was troubleships in his life. Now, I think in the year 1960, sadly, his son passed away. That obviously hit the family very, very hard and very, very devastating, of course. But I think many of his family would actually settle together, if I'm not mistaken, in a specific region. I'm not sure the exact place at that point in time. And it's interesting. I think one of his sons would become a great rabbi, Rav Varjani Gad Ya'na, I believe, and he would really do a huge amount. It was reported over. It's hopefully we'll be able to speak about him maybe in a separate video. So he would, let's just say, he had a long life, Baruch Hashem, himself, Rabbi Machloof Yana. He would live about 94 years of age and would continue learning high level of Torah and teach a lot of Torah. Write many different, let's say, teachings himself, even to his old age. It was reported over he suffered from eyesight problems towards the end of his life. But still would continue writing and printing various different works. And I think his son also would print many and write many different Torah works in of itself. He was a great rabbi. I think they would actually live in an area in the Netanya region, if I'm not mistaken, and they would live near the vicinities at that point in time. Now, he passed away in the year 1998. We're talking about 27 years ago. That was naturally on the 6th of Sivan. And included among his books was the Shema'ot Banim. This was based on the Talmud Bavli, on the Gemara itself, and the Halacha, Jewish law in itself. Then the Sha'al. This was, I think, a Basamim Rosh. These were Chidushim, let's say Torah teachings on the Torah and various different minhagim, customs. V'Hagadatam La'avi. This was a Haggadah on Pesach. We're coming actually into Passover just over a week time, which was actually with a liturgy of the Jerba community, the island of Tunisia, with the great community. Then there was a Cham Libi, which was printed in the year 2004, 21 years ago. That would actually be printed from his son, if I'm not mistaken. He already passed away 6 years before in 1998. He himself, Rabbi Machloof. And there was a book called the Chesed B'Rachmim, I think also printed through his son, Rabbi Rajani Gadiana, if I'm not mistaken. And I think there was a Vayomer Avi, which was various different droshot, different sermons, Torah sermons in of itself. So it's his Hilula, it's going to be over here on the date of the 6th of Nisan. Then we get to light candles in the great Tunisian rabbi's memory. Now, friends, we're a community here. We're learning about the great Oriental rabbis of yesteryear. Now, if you're related to any of the great Chachamim we are speaking about, please send me an email. I would love to hear more. Send me a comment, any more information you have on these great Chachamim, pictures, everything. I would really, really appreciate it. Now, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, subscribe. If you feel anyone's interested in watching any of these videos, please share these videos to those people. Also, we're a community. We're learning about the great Oriental rabbis, the great Spanish rabbis of the last few hundred years. Very few places in the English language will actually teach about a huge amount of the rabbanim that we're actually concentrating on. So that's what we're concentrating on here. So, please subscribe now, and wishing you blessings here from Israel, and take care. Have a good day, everyone, and be well.